I like the idea that a voice can just go somewhere uninvited, like a dirty thought in a nice clean mind.
This is The Liberal Lens, and I'm Jay. And today we're going to talk about the bombshell email dropped by the Democrat Oversight Committee. The internet is on fire. I guess the United States is on fire right now with everything that just dropped. We have more proof that Epstein and Trump were closer with each other than Trump wants everybody to know. We already knew that. Epstein called him his best friend. We have tons of photos of them guys together. Trump sent him a birthday letter where he signed his autograph as pubic hair. But we have these emails that dropped, and we're going to talk about how the Epstein files link to Russia and how this is actually dangerous for the United States. Yes, it is about taking down pedos. That is definitely top priority. Getting rid of these sick bastards and making sure they pay for what they did to these victims. But there's a lot more at stake here. And we'll talk about what we already knew, how this breaks down, and why this all makes sense. But first, let's get into these emails. April 2011, from Jeffrey Epstein to Maxwell. I want you to realize that the dog that hasn't barked is Trump. Victim. Spent hours at my house with him. He has never once been mentioned. Police chief, etc. I'm 70%, 5% there. Maxwell replies, I've been thinking about that. January 2019, from Epstein to Michael Wolff. Trump said he asked me to resign. Never a member ever. Of course he knew about the girls as he asked Ghislaine to stop. And this goes back to when Trump and Epstein had that fallout because Epstein took a girl that Trump thought belonged to him from Mar-a-Lago. And then Trump told him he couldn't do that anymore. And the fact that they were arguing over who could own this girl is wild enough in itself. And the fact that she was at Mar-a-Lago and then off to Epstein's island or his apartment or wherever he took her to do whatever he has people do, because we know what that is, but I just don't want to get that graphic right now. December 2015, between Wolff and Epstein. Wolff, I hear CNN is planning to ask Trump tonight about his relationship with you, either on air or in the scrum after. Epstein, if I were able to craft an answer for him, what do you think it should be? Wolff, I think you should let him hang himself. If he says he hasn't been on the plane or to the house, then that gives you a valuable PR and political currency. So what Wolff is saying is take this, let Trump lie because they know he's going to lie, and then you can hold it over him to get what you want, to blackmail him, maybe to sell it to somebody else for favors later, which we'll get to, or just to get into good graces of another foreign country, because we already know that Jeffrey Epstein is playing himself off as some world leader with big influence. Epstein told former Norway Prime Minister that he previously briefed Vitaly Churkin, the late Russian UN ambassador, about Trump, and that it's not complicated to understand Trump after Epstein explains conversation. He suggests that he could pitch a meeting with Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, so that Lavrov could understand Trump too. Reporting says Epstein framed this as an offering, insight to Russian officials, and tried to rearrange contacts to exchange information on Donald Trump. You get what I'm saying? Like, he did all this to exchange information on Donald Trump and then set a meeting. Do you see how Epstein having anything to blackmail over Trump is a problem? So if Epstein had proof of what Trump was doing, which in these emails it shows, Michael Wolff once said too, that he saw pictures that Epstein had in his safe of Donald Trump and young girls. And all of these emails just show more connection between Trump and Epstein, and the fact that Epstein wanted to be some influencer across the world stage. So he was offering up Trump to Russia. And let's go back to when Trump was running for president in his first term, with all the Russian interference and with Vladimir Putin wanting Trump to be president. Why is that? Because Epstein gave him information about Trump that he could use. So now anytime Putin really needed to put the boots to him, he could. That is detrimental to our country. That is national security risks. That is all kinds of problems if somebody has blackmail evidence on the commander-in-chief of the United States. So look at all the problems these emails caused for Trump and his administration. And then you have Caroline Leavitt doing these verbal gymnastics, dancing around when Trump calls these congressmen into his office for a private meeting to talk them out of signing the petition to release the Epstein list. Then Caroline Leavitt says it's transparency because we know about a closed door meeting. How fucking stupid do they think we are? They literally think the American people are so stupid that they can say whatever they want and we will just eat it up. And at what point does MAGA see all of this and decide that enough's enough? That you're no longer going to defend this man? There's no way you can come up with excuses for his actions anymore. You need to stand up. All this bullshit that Trump talks about America first, MAGA's not doing that. They don't care that a man with 34 felony convictions, 28 accusations by women of sexual assault, the Katie Johnson deposition, all of this is out there, and they still keep making up excuses. None of it matters to them. These emails, you hear people talking about this just proves Trump didn't do anything. I don't know how the fuck you got that out of these emails, but that is crazy. At what point is MAGA going to wake up? At what point are they going to stop defending a pedophile who now probably has been being blackmailed by Putin, putting all of our national security at risk? And then what will Trump do to keep these files from coming out? He already had the closed door meeting. He's been screaming that they're fake, calling it a Democratic hoax. Is he going to go to war with Venezuela? Because from the sound of it, he's already on the verge of it. So now will he actually just get us into a war to make sure these files don't get released? And again, with the verbal gymnastics and Caroline Leavitt saying that we released tens of thousands of documents. There's hundreds of thousands. There's hundreds of thousands. What are you hiding? Pam Bondi, they're on the desk. All of these right-wing podcasters and pundits and Kash Patel and J.D. Vance all talking about before the election how the files need to be released. They get elected on this bullshit, and then all of a sudden they don't exist. And if you think I'm lying, I'll let them tell it to you.
Everybody in politics has a vice that's much worse than alcoholism is the way that I put it. But we
release the list.
Seriously, we need to release the Epstein list. That is an important thing.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
You wondering why we're not hearing more about this Epstein case? I mean, the guy was only connected to just about every major player in the swamp internationally, and yet you don't hear much about it. And what the hell are they hiding with Jeffrey Epstein?
So what is it? You can't have it both ways. So either the files exist and they need to be released, which Kash Patel said the FBI has them. Pam Bondi said they were on her desk. J.D. Vance says the files need to be released. But yet now they're telling us there's no files and it's a Democratic hoax. Like, get the fuck out of here. Again, they think we're so stupid. They literally think they can say anything they want and it doesn't matter, that we'll just believe it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think about Trump, the Epstein files, the release of these Epstein emails today, and the Russia connection. Let me know in the comments, too, what you think will happen, where it goes from here. What do you think Trump will do to cover this up? All right, guys, keep fighting the good fight. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. I love you guys for following on Facebook. You are giving us so much love. I appreciate it. You can also follow us on Instagram, and more importantly, go follow us on YouTube, because if I ever make a video that upsets Meta and they kick me off of the platform, you'll still have a place to find the content if you subscribe at YouTube. All right, guys, one world, one love. Deuces.
Everything's polluted. The environment, the government, the schools, you name it.
This radio person is the whole problem. Are we going to allow this guy to be heard by anyone who can turn a dial?
You out there? You listening?